And we're coming up to this very segment. Of course, it's our Relationship Thursday. As always, what we do is we try as much as possible to get into some relationships out there, marriages for that matter, and get to find exactly what has been going on, how we can together make them work, and possibilities of also exploring some experiences that have been shared by couples, the relationship, people, and how they are hoping to also achieve the best out of whatever it is that they have started. And today, we want to turn our attentions to our love series. And of course, it's all about the Valentine. And we're excited about the fact that you've also been vigorously part of it. Now, some of the messages you've sent to us in terms of your pictures have been very, very creative, and we're excited about that as well. So keep them coming through. But we'd like to once again remind you that you still need to make sure that you're sending yours if you have not done that yet. Now, that's if you are in a relationship or you're married and you want to be a part of the winners that will eventually have that special treat that we're giving them. So we've got a dinner for two. We also have a weekend stay in a luxurious hotel, and also we're giving you something as relaxing as massage at a spa that will definitely take good care of you. All of these we're giving, and even some more, and so you want to be a part of it. A quick thank you to our sponsors, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Easy Grab. I would like to say a big thank you to Dodi World, Akosombo Vota Hotel. We're grateful for all the support you've given us so far, and also would like to say a very big thank you to my artist spa. They're making sure that our winners get to have a very soothing and relaxing massage, and you want to go there now. If you've heard about them and you've not tried them yet, you're losing out big time. So you want to make sure that you go and check that out as well. Now, yesterday, we began a conversation over here on the show. We spoke to a couple that have been married for 43 years. Now, they shared the experiences, the difficulties in the marriage, and how they've been able to move beyond all the unexpected. Now, don't also forget that here on the show, the husband shared an experience of giving birth out of wedlock. The women, who have gone through all of that will tell you that it's not an easy journey. Now, the woman on the show slightly teared up, but of all of that, she still had to forgive and make sure that she stayed with the man she's so much loved. They've got about 4 kids, 3 boys and a lady, and they are so excited about how much they've grown and what they've become here in this country. And today we want to expand it a bit and then check out what are some of the things that marriage couples are doing right or wrong. Why are we seeing a lot of marriages break up, and what we can do to make sure we put them together and make them last longer. Now, it was once said that husband and wife relationships are like the relationship of Tom and Jerry, though they are teasing and fighting but cannot live without each other. How is yours in your relationship? To help me with the conversation this morning, I've got on the Zoom, and they'll be helping us immensely. Reverend Osei Kakari Ano is actually the head pastor, Christian Center Assembly of God in Kumasi. He's joining me on Zoom this morning. And also I have a married couple, but the wife is actually joining us on the Zoom today. Mrs. Senam Alon Yeku. She's an entrepreneur. She's the CEO of April's Delight Catering Services, and she's been married for 4 years. And those are my guests on the show today. So you can send your messages to us on our WhatsApp line. It's very active. You can share your experience of your relationship with me as well. I'll be more than glad to hear from you and how many years you've spent so far and how long you intend to go. You can also send us on our social media platforms. It's Joy Prime TV on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. And we'll be looking forward to reading from you this morning here on the show. So let's get on with it, shall we? First of all, let me go to Mrs. Senam. Mrs. Senam, good morning, if you can hear me. Hello, Mrs. Senam, can you hear me? Okay, so let me, please, if you can hear me, unmute your microphone if you can hear me. Unmute your microphone so I can hear you talk to me, okay? Whilst you're at it, let me try and see if I can connect with Reverend Osei Kakari Ano. Rev, if you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, great. So Reverend can hear me, and I can also clearly hear him here. So Reverend is actually the head pastor of Christian Center Assembly of God in Kumasi. He's been very helpful to us here on the show. And today it's also a pleasure to have him on the show as well. Rev, thank you so much for making time for us this morning.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great. So I'll start off by asking about the institution of marriage. Now, yesterday we had a couple over here who shared with us, some of the moments and what exactly they view marriage from where they sit. They've been married for 43 years. Now, I want to find out from you what exactly it means to say, oh, there's something called institution of marriage.
Yeah, institution of marriage. Marriage is something that God Himself instituted. It started all the way back in the first day or the time of creation. God Himself brought it up, instituted it, and brought it up in the Garden of Eden between Adam and Eve. That is the first one that we know. Then we jump to the case of Sarah, and then Abraham, then Isaac and Rebecca. So it goes on and on. Now we read from the book of Genesis chapter 1 when God started creating things, and he gets to the stage where the Bible said that He created everything in pairs, like the male, female. Then He created the man and realized that he was also alone, and therefore decided to create a helpmate fit for him, a helpmate fit for him. So that is something that started all the way back in Genesis, and that is the first couple that that is Adam and Eve, where God was actually the man or the father, the mother, and everything behind that marriage. So that is the first one that God actually brought it up.
All right. So in that case, one would want to find out. Was it now? I mean, in no entirety, it was necessary that we had to continue creation, and so it's one of the reasons why. Are there other reasons why people feel like there's the need for me to leave my home and join another person who is coming from a different background and say together we want to just live here and stay as couple? I mean, beyond the issue of creation or recreation, by the way.
Yeah. What I know is that when you look at the account in the book of Genesis, you realize that God actually created everything, the birds, the animals, then the trees and everything. Then He also made Adam in charge of everything, to take care of everything, to make sure that everything was intact, and also created the rivers inside before the woman came into the picture. And what I can say is that God didn't give Eve to a boy, He gave Eve to a man, a man who was fully employed, who was fully engaged, who had accommodation and everything. In other words, marriage, before it comes in, we'll have to, at least have certain things in place like accommodation and job, and we have to be occupied. God did not give to an ideal man, a man who was fully occupied. Then the woman came into the picture. Now, when God, in Genesis chapter 2, the last part, He said that the man will leave the father and the mother and cling to their wife. He never said that the wife will leave. It was rather the man who will be leaving. And that should tell you that. But you see, practically, it is always the woman who comes to join. But in practical, that is what we see. But according to the scriptures, it's the man who lives. Now, the living here is not just the physical movement. It's not about the physical movement. It's about the mindset. It's about authority. It's about being independent as a man. And what am I trying to say here? We are talking about the fact that the man is moving from under the authority of the parents, under the authority of anybody at all, so that he will be in charge, he will be responsible, and he will be actually acting as the head of the family. Now, the woman comes in to be with, let me say, another father of a sort, where the man will have to be in charge. Okay, that is not to say that the man is going to control, but I'm talking about the fact that they are the same in value, but distinct in divine calling. I'm talking about authority here, okay, as the man being the head of the family. And what it means that the man is not supposed to be manipulated by anybody when it comes to taking decisions. He can take advice and can also take counseling from the parents, but the man is not supposed to allow the parents to decide how he will run the family and all that. That is why the Bible says that the man will leave. Okay, now the woman comes in as a helpmate, fit for the man. So it's not every man who will be fit for any man at all, but you need a particular woman who will fit for your assignment and for your task. And the woman is coming to help. Now, if somebody is coming to help, then you don't leave the responsibility for that person. Then the person should also not come and say, I know more than you because you're coming to help me. I have to detect the pace and detect how things will run. As a matter of fact, one of the things that, apart from marriage being companionship, now procreation or childbearing is just a gift. So when we're talking about marriage, it's not about children. It is about children are just a byproduct of the institution of marriage. It's just a byproduct. It's just a gift that God has to the couple. So if you don't have, it is still a family. If you have, it is a miracle. If you have, it is a gift. If you have, it is a blessing. If you don't have, it's not because you are cursed. It is just that God is in God's own time and God's own way will decide to add or not to add. But the man and the woman actually forms the institution of marriage and nothing else. Okay. Now, one of the things that we, apart from the procreation, the main thing for marriage is about the companionship. Companionship. That is the original intent of God, the original intention of God. He saw that the man was alone and decided to create unto the man a helpmate, just like the man. So it was not about childbearing, although procreation was part of it, but it was not about that one, but it was about companionship. That is the original intention of God for bringing in the woman. And one of the things that all of us have to understand is that the reason why the man leaves and the man, I'm talking about the fact that the man becomes the head of the family, is that, you see, when the devil came into the Garden of Eden in chapter 3, he never went to the man, he went to the woman, and the woman entertained the devil. And anytime that the woman decides to take up the responsibility himself without referring things back to the man, and the conversation becomes something else. And so it is always the man in the institution of marriage being the head, living and taking responsibility and being in charge. Adam, anytime that Adam shared his responsibility, the devil had the opportunity of coming in and all kinds of trouble here and there. So the whole idea of marriage is that of companionship. Then childbearing becomes a gift unto the companionship. And just like I'm saying, the woman is supposed to come in to help the man for him to achieve whatever assignment that God has given to him. God gave Adam a very big task of naming every animal and making sure that every tree in the garden will be well kept and well taken care of. And that is something that I know.
I see. Very interesting one over there. But I'm sure we'll dig deeper into some of the things that you've said, especially I know most of the women will disagree about that. Well, slightly disagree about that statement over there, but we'll dig into that deeper. I'll come back to you. But let me go and speak to our married people on Zoom as well. So, Sanam, Mrs. Sanam, if you can hear me this time around, how are you doing?
I can hear you clearly.
Good.
Great.
Good to have you on the show. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Good to have you too.
And I also have Majid Iza. Majid Iza is also on Zoom. Majid, can you hear me? Majid, if you can hear me, I'll mute your microphone. Maybe we can also hear you if you do that. So,
good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm also well. Thanks for asking. So, the two of you are married. Not the two of you, but no, I know the two of you are all married couples, I mean to say. And Majid is from the Muslim side, and Senan is also from the Christian side. Okay, so Majid, where is your wife?
Oh, she went out to buy, if you are married like this, at least your wife have to get something. I'm the busy type, so I always take my breakfast late.
Oh.
So she went out to bread and then prepare some one or two things as usual.
Okay, as usual. That's the helper Reverend was talking about a moment ago. So yeah, she's doing her job as a helper. I hope you're also doing yours. So.
Oh, I'm doing so.
Okay, we'll find out. Okay, so let me get to Sanam. Sanam, you've been married for 4 years. 5. Is it 5 or 4?
I will be having my 5 years anniversary this year, come April.
Oh, so there's an anniversary somewhere. Oh, we are all coming. We have to be at this anniversary. It's going to be a great one. Yes. We have to be there. We have to be there. Awesome. But I mean, congrats to you. How has marriage been for you in particular? Hey.
I think it's not been smooth. It's been sweet. It's been bitter. It's been, it's been all around. It's been like how the wedding cake is being prepared. We have the bitter, the sweet, the sour, and all that. But in all, let me say in a nutshell, it's been good. I mean, it's just like life. You have to enjoy a little bit of everything. Yeah.
I see, and you've been doing that for 4 years now. Did you see yourself coming this far from the beginning?
Yes, because I think this whole thing was built on friendship. And I think friendship has been one of the things that has kept this marriage going. Because anytime there's a problem or I decide to maybe pull back or something, I just go back to remember the friendship we had before the marriage. So I always tell him that, look, I decided to settle down with you because of the friendship we've had. Whenever we fight, I go back to the friendship we had. Whenever there's a problem, I go back to the friendship we had. And I think it keeps me calm because I really do not want to lose the friendship I have with my husband. Even if my marriage doesn't work, I still believe that the friendship should work. So in other ways, friendship helps the marriage work.
I see.
That's what I can say in a nutshell. Yeah.
Okay, so friendship has been the solid rock for you. And but moving forward, I want to find out how you actually, do the things you need to do to make sure that you keep it going, especially when you know that the person has a certain flaw. So how do you handle some of his flaws just to make sure beyond the friendship, you are still able to keep the relationship or the marriage going?
Okay. I think first of all, we are coming from a Christian home.
Okay.
Both of us. So Christ is our solid rock. And secondly, I think I have more flaws than my husband, let me just say, because most of the time I am the one bringing problems here.
Oh, no.
My husband is the introvert kind of person, but he always finds ways and means to just put me back on his track.
Okay, so he's doing the man job that he's supposed to do, like Reverend said as well. Let me get back to Majid. Majid,
Sir?
How do you handle your home in terms of, issues that comes up day in and day out? How do you handle them?
Like I was born the calm type. So it's not anything that I used to talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can come in, see some things like here, they place things here and there. I just think, no, it's normal. Because, one thing if you are married to your friend, not just a relationship, if you are married to your friend, the marriage is different from just being in a relationship for some time before you marry. You see, if you marry to your friend, you continue the way you used to be. You can handle things together. Anything, there's some small girl with us. Anytime she sweeps the room, she places things where they are not supposed to be. But I take it to be normal. I just come, just put everything in place. Hey, woman, why did you do this? Say, oh, that is because of this. It's okay. You just place it this way. That goes on. So I don't have problem with, I'm married to my friend. So we used to do things like, people even used to call us twins. Because anytime I move out, she follows me, unless I'm going to work. Sometimes if I go to work like this, or maybe I'm going to work like this, she follows me because my work is installation of this kind of wallpapers and then painting decor and everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes she follows me, help me. Maybe if I need something, she takes it to me for me. If you are married to your friend, it's somehow lovely. That's what I have to.
I wanted to know, how long were you friends before you got married?
Oh, we're friends for just 1.5 years.
Wow. That's not much.
And she's my junior back at SHF. So people were thinking, are we dating before we completed or something. So no. I even completed like 3-4 years before we even get that kind of friendship, and then just 1.5 years we got married. So people were, is it that you people were friends back at school? I said, no. You know, being friends is just short something. But how to make it look like it's something very long.
Yeah.
Depends on both.
Okay, so you guys made a decision on the friendship, and you're here right now. It's been how many years now after the marriage? So you had a 1.5 years relationship.
Let's say
friendship.
about 11 months now. Just next month, 13th, that we'll get 1 year.
Oh, you guys are relatively new as compared to my 4-year-old.
Yeah, very new.
Senam. Oh, I see. Congratulations to you guys too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Majid, what's the one thing she does? I mean, beyond all the forgiveness and everything, the friendship playing an important role and all. What's that one thing that she does that always irritates you, but you still don't do anything about it? Do you have any specific thing she always does?
Yeah, sometimes I do advise her about, like, she's the type that, and if you shout on her, like, she become very bored.
Okay.
So sometimes if she does something, I look at her and say, no, this type of people, if you talk to them in a harsh way, they will get angry. And I don't want her to be getting angry. I always keep her smiling always. So sometimes if she does something that really hurt me, I don't talk. I just leave the room.
Oh, okay. So that's the best way you handle it. You just leave her, and then you go somewhere.
I just even go have my fresh break. Also, before I comes out, or maybe before I comes in, she's also down with everything that she does. So she'll just come to me, oh, Dad, I've seen that you are angry, you are this, please forgive me. That is it.
Oh, I see. I think we saw your wife come in. Is she back with the bread for the breakfast?
No, she's not yet back.
Okay. Tell her that we are waiting there. Somebody should tell her we're waiting for the breakfast, so she should bring it. But I mean, I'm intrigued about your way of handling this. And yesterday we saw a married couple for 43 years. The man also said the same thing. You know, Mr. Ebenezer said that he also, just leave the house. And it looks like it's working for most men out there. But let me find out from Senam.
Yeah.
Senam, does it work for you too? If Mr. do something and you feel like, oh, this one, if I'm not careful, I'll say something I'm not supposed to say. Let me get out. Well, what do you do? How do you handle this?
Seriously, most of the time, I decide not to talk. And you see, these men, if you decide not to talk, is a problem. So I'm talking to you and you decide not to talk back and you're not friends. So I think usually walking out of the scene in the heat of the moment really works for me. And I think it works for him too. Most of the time, he wants to leave the scene. I think maybe there's a magic with walking out of the scene.
Yeah, because it seems to do a lot of magic for people. Because yes, if you're there, you're going to engage more. It will be heated.
Exactly.
Tempers will rise, and so it looks as if that is the ultimate decision a lot of people take, and all of that. So yeah, but what's the biggest challenge you face in your marriage that you find difficult always, apart from the flaws? What's the difficulties you face in the marriage?
I think communication. Communication has been one of the most difficult things for me, because usually, sometimes as a woman, you want your voice to be heard. You want to explain your part of the story. I mean, you want to make a point. But in most cases, you see the society in which we're all brought up from. When a man speaks as a woman, you don't talk. If you talk back, it's disrespect. But unfortunately, sometimes you just have to, you don't get a chance to explain your part of the story. And I think it brings peace. But for me, I would wish that growing up or building marriages during counseling and post-counseling sessions, women should be given the platform to explain themselves. That is what I think. Because sometimes, things doesn't look like the way they seem.
Okay.
And like I think it's been our problem, the communication. Most of the time, I don't get to understand his point of view. Most of the time, he also doesn't understand my point of view. You know, we are all coming from different homes and we all had different upbringings and all that. So I think going forward, we should be having after marriage counseling. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing on communication, to be specific. Yeah.
Okay.
Because communication has been one of my major problems in life. But apart from that,
everything is okay. I like that. I like that. You two will stay on for me, and then we have a reverend with us. He's also trying as much as possible to help us with the conversation. So the two of you stay on for me, and let's do this together. Now, yesterday, Madam Kylie, also spoke about communication. It seems to be something a lot of people have placed emphasis on, and the fact that it really helps in the relationship or the marriage. And so I want to go to Rev. Rev, we've seen where the problems are. We're looking at them, and we're trying as much as possible to deal with them. But unfortunately, we still keep failing. Now, we've seen major marriages begin from the church. And then 2 years, 3 years, 4 years after, we're breaking apart. What exactly are we doing? In the past, it's not as prevalent as it is right now. What are we doing in modern times that is not really making us keep this vows that we say for ourselves?
Yeah, I've listened to the two of them, but I'm just smiling because I think that they are a little bit new. I've been married for 16 years now, 16.
Far gone.
Yeah, and being a pastor, I think that being a senior pastor for almost about 15 years now, I've come across a lot of issues and married couples here and there with their problems. So especially my Muslim brother who is just 11 months.
Oh, he's new.
There's still more. The honeymoon is still in place, and there's a lot of excitement here and there. Yeah. So, and my sister, very handsome young man, definitely. They are enjoying certain things now. I heard them talk about my friend.
Yeah.
I think that even friends, it gets to a point where close friends start having problems. So yeah. It is not just about the friendship. It's about something that we are missing now. My sister was talking about the fact that sometimes you want your voice to be heard. I think that is very important. It's very important that you also come out with your voice. The reason why you're having the problem you're having now is because you are turning the whole thing upside down, where the women want to be the head of the family and the men will have to obey whatever they say. And you see, it is becoming practically accepted in the society that like women cause trouble. And I think a lot of women are taking advantage of that one to cause trouble because, the women will make noise, they will talk a lot and all that. And possibly they are taking advantage of that one. The moment you let the men lose that kind of authority in the house, the marriage will collapse. We should go back to our period, the days of our fathers and mothers, where the men were the head of the family and the women were very obedient and they were respectful and all that. Listen, my brother, one of the things that all of us will have to understand is that men can love you, a man can love you, a man can have affection for you, but will still not marry you. We don't marry for love, we don't marry for affection, don't marry for sex, we marry for stability. That is peace. That is what every man is looking for, peace in the house. So a man, that is why we often hear a lot of men say, I love him, but I cannot marry her. Sorry, I love her, but I cannot marry her. Because you are looking nice, you are very beautiful, you have all the appearance, you are good in bed, and still the man will go in for another woman somewhere because the man is looking for peace and stability. The man is looking for somebody who will come in and will not be bringing trouble, not come in and not be talking too much. The woman is also looking for a man who will also come and protect and be there for him, show care and all that. So it is our time that you all get some of these things. That it's not just about your appearance. It's not just about your education. It's not about you talking too much. It's about giving the man peace in the house. And now, yeah. And now because you are not having this thing and the fundamental human rights thing and the women are also trying to come up with their challenges and that is why we are facing the problem that we are facing now. And you should let the women understand that they are supposed to be there as with that kind of respect and humility and all that, not talking too much, not causing troubles, not asking unnecessary questions here and there. I've been asking myself, no woman has been able to solve a marital problem by fighting a man because you saw another woman coming around. There have never been any woman who have been able to solve the problem, even if the man is cheating or the man is going out and not coming early and all that. There have never been any solution through you trying to talk to your man harshly and fighting him here and there. Anytime you are nice, I'm telling you that the man will be nice. Anytime that you don't cause trouble, the man will come home early. The woman should never create a home where the man will find difficult coming home early and all that. You should create an atmosphere of peace, an atmosphere that the man will love to be there, because anytime that you cause trouble, there is another lady somewhere who is ready to receive the man and give the man the comfort that he's looking for. That is one thing that you should all know and you should all understand. Our mothers understood some of those things where no matter what happens, they will say, Mira, the pacho and all that. And as a result, the men were always there for them. Now, to the men too, if you are always going to exert your authority by always shouting at the woman will also not, at a point in time, she will be fed up with your authoritative nature and also bounce back and talk back at you. Sure. You should be nice, you should be caring, you should be that protective, you should be a father, and you should be a husband to the woman and the children. You see, under no circumstance should you ever lift up your hand and hit a woman. That one, I would say that no matter how much the woman provokes you, you should always work out. Just like our sister was saying and our brother was saying, the best way to solve some of this problem is to leave the house and come back when things are settled down. Because they can push you to the wall that if you're not careful, you are going to lift up your hand. And under no circumstance should the man do that. That one is unacceptable and should not be something that should ever be talked about, even in the home at all. That is a problem that we are also having now. Sometimes they can push you. Let me just say it. And sometimes they can hold you. They can shake you here and there. Yeah, they can really push you to the wall. And that is the point that you have to leave the home for the the woman to have his own. After a few hours, the woman will be calm, then you can come home. Then, my brother, another thing that we have to talk about here is that the way you were appearing before marriage and the way you were very caring before marriage, you must try as much as possible to maintain that same thing. The man you were buying chocolate, the man you were calling the woman, the man you were saying I love you, you were saying all kinds of nice words, you should continue with that one. The woman you are appearing nice all the time, don't ever allow the coming in of the children and the coming in of deliveries and other things and pressure change you so much. What am I trying to say? Your appearance should be maintained. Please, especially to our Christian women, don't let your husband only marry you just because of Christ, but because of your appearance too. Yes. Because of the way you keep yourself. We are having a situation whereby a lot of Christian women believe that after marriage, I can just appear anyhow and my husband will still love me. No, it shouldn't happen that way. You must dress well. You must appear well. If there are simple makeup, do it. Be neat. Don't be smelling and expect your husband to still love you. It is not easy.
Of course.
It is not easy. Don't just sleep at the hall with some clothes covering your body and you eat anyhow. You have become very fat. You are not putting any measures on your body, nothing at all. And in the night, even going to bath is a problem. You are pushing your husband away. Are you getting? Sometimes with about 2-3 kids, it becomes very difficult to keep everything.
Yeah,
I am married to a lady she's a medical doctor, works at the Conventional Teaching Hospital, very busy. Yeah. Okay. And sometimes this is why I also have my issues, because sometimes you expect her to be doing so much, but then the more you push it, the more you realize that she's also engaged with a lot of things, and you have problems here and there. But then you must always watch her back and cover up there. But you see, that shouldn't be an advantage. That also take that you also will not keep yourself neat. Listen, the women we are calling slave queens and side chicks are having their way into people's marriage because they know how to treat their husbands. You don't give excuses when it comes to sex unless you are practically sick or the man knows that you are extremely tired. Whatever it is, be there to give the sex to the man, because if you don't give, another person will give. Have you ever, the ladies, have ever asked themselves, if my husband has not slept with me for 2 weeks, are you sure that it's just because he's too spiritual, it's just because he's too powerful, that is why he's not sleeping with you? Probably there is somebody somewhere.
That's a big question.
Don't be excited and say, no, there is somebody who is also taking charge of what you are not doing. So I'm saying that be respectful, be very humble, then be neat, dress well, at least compete with the slave queens when it comes to appearance. Try as much as possible to be there. Don't be loose. Don't just take things for granted. And if when it comes to sex, put in your best. Don't just be lying down and expect the normal thing as a mabre, as we need the baby, you know, that kind of attitude. You collapse your marriage. You are going to bring problems into your marriage. Be in your best position that you can be and do your best to keep your marriage going. And the same way, the man too. You see, your tummy is becoming fat, your sexual drive, your erection is becoming weaker. I think you called me for me to talk to. If I say anything for you,
we're good.
You must eat well, you must exercise, and you must also be ready to give your wife the best of sex and the best of caring. And sometimes, you know, don't just act as if you are too busy. Don't be too busy. Play with your wife and play with the kids. Don't be too serious. Some men are too serious, especially the Christian ones. Everything is about tongues. It is not. Tongues will not solve the problems in the house. It will never solve it. Okay. In fact, I said it one time in church that we don't marry by faith. Like, I don't have the resources to marry, I am not this, but I'll marry by faith. Whatever means I'll marry by faith, and you don't have the resources to keep your house going. It is not about faith, it's about what you have. That is why God gave Adam a job. It's about how you can produce in the house. And when sometimes you have to be jovial. Don't be like, at least smile. At least engage her. At least, you know, let the kids play around you. Take them out and play around with them and all that. These are the things that will keep the marriage going. And the women should also not be too much of who called you and who is that lady. I'm saying that sometimes, even though you have suspicions, just be calm. Even though you feel like somebody is coming closer, just be calm. Because anytime that you come with that kind of attitude of being violent and being kind of noise making here and there, you push the man away more and more, and eventually you will fall into somebody's hands. The reason why we are having most of the youth marriage collapsing is that we are marrying just like what you see on Nigerian movies and other movies, Nollywood and Bollywood and other things. And it is totally different. Totally different. Where you see the man and the woman running through some flowers and all the time they are saying nice things. It gets to a point that you will not hear nice things, but you just have to accept what you are hearing. You will not be running through the flowers. That is just a movie. Anytime I hear somebody who says that you have been married for 10 years, you have never fought, I said that is not marriage that you're having there. You have issues. Yeah. But just like our sister said, and our Muslim brother, we are all coming from a certain background where we are looking at the marriage that Christ instituted and that of what we saw with Abraham and co. We must always, at every point in time, get back to Christ. In John chapter 2, the first miracle that Jesus performed was at the wedding ceremony. What happened there? Mary says something. He said that whatever he tells you to do, do it. So whatever that Christ tells us to do, we should do it. We must go back to Christ. Okay. And that is it.
All right, Rev, I'll come back to you again. Let me find out from my married man and woman. How are you taking this from Rev? Is this something that is happening in your marriage, or you're yet to experience that, or you guys have you've gone past that already? I'll start with you, Senam.
I think I am already going through that already, and that makes it natural. I believe so. I mean, when it comes, I think I have a baby. My boy is 2.5 years. So I think after birth, I put on a little weight, and he talked about it. He was like, "Hey, why is you? You were not, you had not put on weight like that." I think even with that, I had a little issue with that because I was always thinking about it. How am I going to put myself back in shape? So all of these things, I think they all come to play. I've started experiencing it, and I am taking note of what Rev is talking about. And if I have flaws anywhere, I think I would have to work on it. And thank you so much, Rev. You've been very educated. I'm learning a lot.
Majid, I saw you laughing and laughing. What's your case like?
Daddy has said it all. You know, as just what who Daddy said, the women are fan of. Who called you? Where are you going to? It's like, it's this time around that I'm seeing that, you know, I'm the type that I don't like disturbance. So anytime she comes, oh, I'm going to this place, okay, may God be with you. But anytime I tell her, oh, I'm going to see a friend, I'm going to do this, I'm going to see, we'll be like, what are you going to do there? Why is he? I'm like, this woman, why is she like that? It's like, I'm going to see someone behind her or something like that, which I'm not that type. But I made her know me of not being that kind of people that, I don't know how to explain. I explain myself to. It's like I'm the type that don't like this kind of humanizing and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm always focused. Anytime I have one, I have one. If I don't have, I'm okay. Oh, Papa, well, welcome. She's here.
Oh, let's say hi to her. What's her name?
Her name is Sumaya.
Sunaila.
Sumaila.
Sumaila.
Sumaya.
Oh, Sumaya.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually
Please.
call her Popo.
You call her Popo?
Yeah, she calls me Nawa. That means mine.
Oh, Awa, mine, and you call her Popo. Okay, try and bring her to the camera and let's see if we can try and bring her. Let's see if we can talk to her. Not engage her much, but say hi to her, sort of. And yeah, if you just join us here on the show, this is our love series we're running here on Prime Morning. It's part of our Valentine celebration. Of course, we've asked you to send in your pictures. You've sent them. Please go to the social media page and like them. It's on Joy Prime TV on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. When you go there and you see any of the pictures, if it's yours, make sure you share it and let others also come and comment. And the most comment and like pictures, by the way, we'll be having that, treat we're giving out. So it's going to be exciting. You need to be a part of this. And we're saying a big thank you once again to our sponsors for making it happen. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Easy Grab, we're grateful. Kosombo Vota Hotel, the world is the place you want to be. And also, like I said, big thank you to my Maati Spa for making it happen as well. We're grateful to all of you for making sure that you celebrate our, Valentine couples here. So some of the pictures that you're seeing on your screens on Tuesday, on Valentine's Day, is going to be mega on this show. We're going to have a very, very exciting time together. There's going to be everything Valentine. So make sure you don't miss out on that on Tuesday here on the show. Myself and my two Valentine babies will be here. Rosalind Felly and Theodore will be here for us to, do that. And so we make sure you're also joining us on Tuesday for us to make that happen. But today, Reverend is also on the other side, helping us to understand some of the things that comes with marriage. And he's been explaining a lot to us. I'm sure you're also taking notes, and you're jotting down a few things that probably you're not doing right. You want to make it right. And so, Reverend, would like to say a big thank you to you as well. So, I've got my team here. Where let me get to. Okay, so there's something I wanted to find out, and it has to do with some of the things that Rev said in the issues that come in marriages. So, Sanam, let me find out what are some of the things that you guys do to make your relationship or the marriage fun. Rev spoke about the fact that it's not always supposed to be like stiff. Are there specific things you do to lighten it up a bit?
Yes. I think my husband is a quiet type, but then he loves to go out most of the time. So usually on weekends, we go for live band, reggae night, and he's my distant partner.
Kokonsa together, eh? you do the kokonsa together, okay. So now give me a moment. I think Sumaya is back. Sumaya is here right now. Let's see if we can talk to her briefly as well. Hello, Mrs. How are you? Okay, I'll mute your microphone, Majid. I'll mute the microphone for us, okay? Check the screen and I'll mute the microphone, sorry. so we can hear Smile also speak to us. Hello, Mrs. Can you hear us?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Awesome. We've been waiting for our bread so we can have our tea before we step out to go. And finally, you're here with it. How is being with Majid like?
He's a cool type, loving and caring. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're not saying this because he's sitting next to you and he's pinching you small, like, say it to my face. Oh, I see. You guys are relatively new in this marriage thing, or like, you're looking forward to your 1-year anniversary and all of that.
Yeah.
You're prepared for a long journey. I mean, no two ways about it. What are some of the things you're doing to make sure that it works for you? You're able to achieve that long-term, marriage that you're looking for.
Come again.
I'm asking, Smile, what are some of the things that you're doing to make sure that the marriage lasts? Majid has been telling us what he has been doing. Usually leaving the home when you have problems, he doesn't want to be around so that it will turn into fights. When you do certain things he doesn't like, he will just watch you and say, my dear, do it this way, do it. What are you also doing in your part to make sure that, you're able to keep the home?
Okay. Me too. I make sure that whenever he says that he doesn't like something, I also abide by it. Yeah.
And so far it's been very, very cordial. It's been good. It's working for you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks so much for speaking to us. We really appreciate the two of you, and we wish you the very best of your marriage. Now you can maybe go and continue with the breakfast, because once he's done with the interview, the next thing is the breakfast. Because we start looking for trouble this morning. But thanks a lot for talking to us. Really appreciate you. Oh, Rev.
Yes.
A lot of marriage collapsing, and you seeing this. I'm sure you're happy. You're happy you're looking at this, because yes, not all of them will work. But when you see, even like Jesus said, if about 100 people are saved and 2 or 1 even come, I appreciate the fact that 1 has come to say thank you. You sitting there and looking at this, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's a nice one. Just like we are saying, it's a nice thing to see the way my brother and the wife are, sitting together. But it's just like we all said, it's just 11 months. And I'm not saying that they are going to have problems in the future. No, I don't wish that one for them at all. Never. But they have a long way to go.
Yeah,
a long way to go. And they have a lot to learn from both sides. Definitely, there will come a time that when kids start coming in, things will change, because that is the time that the pressure will be mounting. Whether she can maintain the same way of taking care of the husband and also taking care of the kids. Apart from that, their financial things are also going to change, because here is the case that you have to start taking care of the kids. And is the husband going to be under pressure or not? And is the wife also going to cut down certain things and will not also expect certain things? One of the things that they should also have to understand is that there will come a time that the husband's love will now be shifted to the kids more than the wife, especially when they have a daughter. And the woman's love will also shift to the son when they have a son. But you see, it is a natural thing. One of the things that you have to do is that if you are not careful, you have that kind of flow towards your daughter if you are the man, and the woman also have that natural flow to the daughter. It is natural. But you must always understand that one day their kids will leave and to be left to the two of you. So no matter what, you must always try to keep that kind of love and that kind of understanding between the two of you, because your daughter will leave, your son will leave, and you will be left to your husband and your wife alone in the house. But it's just, they have a long way to go, and you wish them well. And I pray that they will have this kind of peace that they're having. Probably just like they are saying, they did not just look at the event. They looked at the marriage. A lot of young men and women did look at the marriage event like the wedding day. And right after the wedding, they have problems. So you must always think of what will happen after the event, because the event is just a day. The peace you have now, are you going to have the same peace after and the years ahead of us? And I think that is what something that we should be worked on. The one last thing I want to say is that it doesn't just come naturally. Mm-hmm. The love and the peace don't just come naturally. You have to work on it every time, practically. There will be a time that my brother and my sister, it will not just be a feeling, it will be something that you have to intentionally do. Because after 2-3 years, the sex maybe your wife's appearance and the sex drive and other things will not be like you're having now. There will be a time that you can sleep beside her for a week and not feel for sex, but you have to still give her sex. Okay? So it will not just be the mutual thing and the kind of feeling that and I want to see her. I miss her. Even the missing her that you have to call her and tell her will not be like something that to come naturally. You have to do it intentionally, just to keep the marriage going, because the feeling will go, and now it comes with more of maturity than just feeling. I hope you understand me.
Yeah.
So it is something that we should work it out. Just like the Bible said that we should work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. The same way we work out our marriage with fear and trembling. We must work it out every day. Work it out every day. Work it out every day. Listen, one last thing I want people to understand is that, you see, when the devil came into the picture, the Bible said their eyes got open, and now Adam saw that he was naked, and Eve saw that he was naked. Now, Adam said, "It is the woman who gave me." Then Eve said, "It is Satan." So anytime that your eyes get open, then you get to see the weakness of the other one. Now, my brother and my sister who are very young in marriage, they are not seeing the weakness because they are blind in love. When they allow the devil to come in, their eyes will open. That is why they are going to see that my wife, no, my wife's legs are not that big, nice, and the tummy is becoming big. No, I didn't know that my husband's head was that big and all that. Because now the devil has entered and now your eyes are open, you are naked. And you are going to see everything like you are now seeing now. Now, the privacy of the marriage couple, it should be naked in marriage. And that is a statement I want to end with. The privacy of the marriage couple should be naked. Why am I saying that? If your wife, as at this time, is able to hide her phone from you, and you don't know the password of your husband's phone or their wife's phone, there is a problem. Maybe a lot of people will not accept this, but I don't see why you should be hiding your password, and when your phone is being taken by your wife, you are running from the bathroom and you are doing everything to take it. Once you are married, the privacy should be naked. You should get to see everything about your wife, everything about your husband. I wish everybody well. There are 4 years and 1 year. The 16 years journey for me has not been easy at all. Has not been easy because I am the type that when you talk, I am not that quiet type like my brother is saying that he is quiet. I am not that quiet type. No, not at all. I can say anything. I am that free type. My wife is the quiet type, but also it's on social. We are on media, but on I will also book long, that kind of talk.
Now, Rev, speaking about that, and just so we're able to wrap up the conversation today, about that, so if married couples are coming to you for assistance in terms of solving their problems, when you have a problem, where do you go? God?
I also have I think that is a very important question that you've asked. When you see, every human being should have somebody who will say stop and he will stop.
Yeah.
If you are a human being and you don't have anybody who will say stop, that you stop, then you have a problem. It is not everybody who can talk to me, but there is always somebody who should be able to talk to you for you to stop whatever you are doing. And you see, the last place where you have to go when you have issues are your parents and your family. I think that as Christians, everybody should have a spiritual father who is also very matured, who is concerned about the relationship that you're having, that anytime you have issue, you call him first. After praying to God about it, the next person is that you call your spiritual father, who is very matured, or somebody you call a father in the Lord. Then you can go to the person, talk to. I have a spiritual father. I was raised by two pastors. They are Reverend Bempa. He is one is in Kumasi, one is in Accra. One is Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God, Then the main one is in Kumasi here. Anytime I have an issue, and no, I will not listen to anybody at all. I will listen to him.
Okay.
And should have somebody like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always have somebody that I run to. There have been times that you have had issues, and you come to the house, you sit with us, and you start talking to us. Last time I had an issue that my wife went to the parents, it became very dangerous for us because that was the mistake she did, and I think that she'll never do it again. the man is always the spiritual father is always the right place to go. Just like they come to me, I also go to him.
Okay. Rev, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really appreciate you. It's been very, very insightful and educative, like our couple said, and we're grateful that you're able to join us this morning. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Great. And that's Reverend Osei Kakari Ano. He's the head pastor, Christian Center Assembly of God in Kumasi, spending time with us this morning. And let me go to our couple and say a big thank you to you. Congratulations again. And we wish you the very best of the remaining years ahead of you. It's going to be difficult, we know, but we are hopeful that you'll be able to cross and make a very impactful, marriage, and one that a lot of people can also be happy about. All right. So before you go, though, let me speak to Senam. Senam, so tell us about what you do, and let us also promote what we're doing for the most photogenic couple. You can promote yourself as well and let people vote for you. Okay, Senam. So it's your turn.
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so grateful. Actually, I'm an entrepreneur. I am into soap making, like detergent making. And then I also have a catering service. That is April's Delight. So you can actually follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on any social media platform. And we'll be good to serve you. I mean, we are here to serve the whole world. So come have a tasty meal at April's Delight. We are at Accra and then Takra Day. So we are good to go to anywhere, all over the country. If you're having an event anywhere, we are here to serve you with tasty, yummy meals always.
Awesome.
Please like my pictures, comment, and share. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me go to Majid. Majid, are you there? Oh, we lost Majid. Sorry about that. But you can also go on social media and follow Majid and the wife. They also have their picture over there, so you can go and like it, comment it, and share it, so they can also get some comments and likes to eventually make them qualify for the next stage of the competition. So it's just the most photogenic couple that we're doing, and it's all about Valentine's season. So please go ahead and send your pictures to us. It's been an insightful conversation. Many thanks to you for also watching. We're not done yet. We've got the last conversation coming up. IB's on standby to bring us the latest updates in the world of entertainment as we wrap it all up for this day here on Prime Morning. Now, don't forget that this conversation is going to continue tomorrow here on Prime Morning at 6 a.m. all the way till 10. So make sure you're part of it. But then IB is up next with some juicy information in the world of entertainment. Stay with us.
Love you yesterday, love you still, always have, and always will.
When the topic of love is brought up, there are many cherished memories carried by the photos that were taken and preserved. In this month of love, Joy Prime presents to its viewers the most photogenic couple, in which couples send their most memorable photos to WhatsApp number 055-157-5757. These pictures will be posted on Joy Prime social media using the hashtag MCP, hashtag Joy Prime. The picture with the most likes and comments across all platforms wins. The lucky couples will win an all-expense-paid one-night romantic getaway, a spa day for two, a candlelight dinner, as well as unique gifts and trinkets from our sponsors. Make your partner feel special by letting the world see that one-of-a-kind picture of the two of you. Deadline is midnight, February 12, 2023. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. Most photogenic couple is sponsored